Torella online. Red cup. Gang. Check it. Check it. Tell me what you want, what you need, what you're asking for. Check it. Check it. Tell me what you want, what you need, what you're asking for. I just let them talk, they gon' get what they're asking for. No, I'm not the one that you felt that you knew before. Check it, check it. Playtime, playtime. Devil in the details like I'm say time. Anyone that know me know I get mine. Only time your ass call when you need some. If I tell your ass no, it's gonna be some. But you disappear when you owe me something. No handouts, they ain't give me nothing. Let me take it back to the days I had nothing. Micah chirp sock recording around the clock. The chicken with a trophy.
Tanya Campbell, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
House full of goons, call me
Up in here, up in here.
Got 15, I'ma do the dub, nigga. Special handshake, thought these was my niggas. Situation switched, now I'm down on my dick. Swore they was real, they was capping like shit. A 10 for a dub, inflation like shit. That's when I said fuck em, so focus on this. I'm gonna be the best me I can be. Pass me my cup, watch you gon' see. Tell me what you want, what you need, what you're asking for. Tell me what you want, what you need, what you're
G2G, hey lady, how you doing? How you doing?
I just let them talk, they gon' get what they're asking for. No, I'm not the one that you felt that you knew before. I'm not a teacher, I don't do handouts. Got my paper planned out like I'm on a damn route. Fuck what they talk about, they real emo with the pen like a newborn sick. Best way to explain my blow cocaine, they blow PC. Cheap ass spray, I been in game like EA man. You don't count chips, I stay eating. I ladies man like a Mercedes Benz. You better get mom before she say she can. Yes, real motherfuckers, you ain't got.
No, you did not say play Flavor Flav. They'll tag my video if I play Flavor Flav. Oh God. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Just putting the word out that we are going live. Hold up, I might be able to just hit it one time. Let me see if I can put enough on there so YouTube won't mess with it. Let me see. They don't even recognize it in my library. What in the world? Hold on. Y'all know I can't mess with that. I can't mess with that. Oh goodness. We're gonna see if a couple more people come in. Now we're gonna get this conversation started. I'm not gonna stay on here late. Me and the squeaky chair, we are not gonna stay on here late. For those of you that joined the conversation last night, shout out to you. Thank you for joining in. I had a good time last night. I don't know about y'all, but I had a good time last night. If you have not already, please go out and hit that like button. And then come on back in. We are going to have some very interesting conversations. We are going to build on what we started. But I'm going to get a little bit deeper with this. So you guys might want to pull out your pad and your pen tonight. Okay? Because I definitely have mine. I have the pad and the pen. Literally. But I need some lotion. So let me start there. How about that? I have another name. I have another name. Lord have mercy. Let me do that. Let me fix this real quick. Real quick. No, I didn't see her live. What was it about? What's up, Butterflyness? What was her live about? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm missing my stuff. Lord, I'm missing my stuff. So, y'all, let me step away for 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, boy. Okay. Okay. So I did not check to see if anybody else was live tonight. So if they are live, I'm sorry. The people that missed it, they have to come back later. I just can't spend all day trying to, wait for everybody to go off. So this is where we are right now. So I'm going to apologize in advance because it seemed like my throat trying to get a little bit raspy, a little grimy, shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. It's getting a little grimy up in here. So y'all bear with me for a minute. That's my Flavor Flav trying to come out. Now, I'm not going to ask who she was going in on because the minute I ask, then somebody be pulling me in something. So I'm pretty sure whatever she did, she handled her business because that's what she does. Demetrius Bradley, hey. Again, shout out to all of the certified dimes that are in here. I appreciate you all. Shout out to the viewers that are in here. I appreciate the ones that are in here. Hopefully we'll have a few more that come in tonight that can join in on the conversation. Sing something to get my voice right. Oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. Oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. Mm-hmm. 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 Flavor Flav, 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 Flav. Flavor Flav, 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 Flav. Flavor Flav, 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 Flav. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. All right. I ain't fooling with y'all. I see Latrice coming in with a Well, we're going to war today. I'm going on the battlefield. With the good book in one hand. And this pen in the other. All right, y'all. So we are at the point right now, right, Latrice, you know what it is. You know what it is. Ain't nothing like some glory. Glory. Nothing like some glory. So if you were on here tonight and you enjoyed the conversation with Mark G, put a 1 in the chat. We wanted to give you guys something different. A different perspective. He's going to come back on. I'm actually going to have some other guys coming back on. Because it's one thing, Michelle and Nicole. Hey, Flavor Flav. But we want to give you something different, kind of make you guys laugh a little bit and get, just give it a different perspective. Because I'm going to come from one perspective. And we get these guys, they come from a whole other perspective. And, it's one thing for us to think that guys be thinking stuff. It's another thing for us to hear it. So I thought that was just a good thing to bring to the table, if you will. Get some of your questions answered live and in living color. Jamie Lee, how are you doing? So we're going to get started. We're looking at freeing yourself. It's time to free yourself. We are at December the 30th, 2020. As a matter of fact, it's 10:29 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what time it is in your zone, but in this zone, it is 10:29 Eastern Standard Time. That means that the new year is right around the corner and it is knocking on the door, waiting on you to open the door. We have to make sure that we are not going in to 2021, that we are not going into 2021 with all of this buffalo. Now let me press pause. G2G, I saw you early. I did speak to you. I spoke to you. But hey, girl. Hey, I hope you're doing well. I had the great holidays and all that good stuff. Feliz Navidad. So what we're looking at is lying contagious? Or is it possible that it's an addiction? Now, we know like that Rona is contagious, right? So you got to be careful. You got to wear your mask. I don't want to be free. You got to wear your mask when it comes to that Rona. You got to stay masked up. I told y'all. You got to stay masked up at all times, so that you don't catch that thing. It has different methods of, transmission. When it comes to the lies, though, I am at the point because they seem to spread. I'm addicted to lying to my girlfriend. That darn Trent. You see what I'm saying? That darn Trent. He gonna have to be the next one that we pull on here to see what he has to say about relationships. But I'm scared to ask him. I ain't lying. I'm scared to ask him. Shout out to you, Trent. Hope everything is going well for you. You are definitely in my prayers, brother. You're definitely in my prayers. For real, for real. Not Cocorona. I can't read the comments with y'all because y'all be getting me off track. I start saying other stuff. You said pull you in. You want me to pull you in? Hold on. Hold up. Now, y'all know Trent about to turn this into a whole other conversation, right? So y'all going to have to help me keep him on track tonight, okay? Y'all got to help me keep him on track. We got to pull him in as a professor tonight, okay? Hold on 1 second. Hold up. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, Trent, I'm going to put the link in the chat. All right, the link is in the chat. So we're going to get this started. We're going to talk about this lion and all this stuff. Trigger, hey, Trigger 281. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So the live stream link is in the chat. We are going to get this conversation started. We're going to talk about the reason that people lie. We are going to talk about, oh Lord, I already see the pills in the comments. The reason that people lie, we're talking about pathological lies versus compulsive liars. And then we're looking at pathological lying versus non-pathological lying. See, there are levels to this thing. You heard me? There are levels to this thing. People think that people just be lying. No, there is an art to lying. There is a science to lying. So that's why some people be like, wait, what? Like, why? Why? Hold up. I see grad school coming in the building. Wait a minute. What's going on, Trent?
What's happening? What's the topic right now? I came in on the tail end of this, so I have
We just getting started.
Okay, yeah. So I know I heard somebody talking about lying and stuff.
Yes.
So, I was trying to figure out, okay, what was the question exactly, whatever, as it pertains to the lying and all that.
So what we're talking about, the topic is lying contagious or addictive? And then it's also going into pathological lying versus basically being a compulsive liar or a habitual liar.
All of those different things conflict with each other because it really depends on who the liar is. Like, I got a cousin who lying is just secondhand nature to him, whereas you got people you got some folks who are otherwise honest, but they will lie when it suits their purpose, like car salesmen, politicians, all types of people. They lie just to get by. And then you have, you got women who date lie all the time. Men who date lie all the time. You know what I mean? So I think that is, when you talk about, I know one of the options was compulsive or addictive, or what was the other one? Like, it was two more that I missed.
Just pathological, the one that you were describing with your cousin, just be lying for no reason.
Yeah. All of those. Well, as a clinician, I guess it's all sort of pathological, but I feel like I think that what determines that is your motive behind your lying. You know what I mean? So, but again, all of it is pathological lying in a medical sense, just because I think that when you become fully formed and fully evolved as a person, as a human altogether, then you no longer feel the need to lie. So all of it is pathological, in my honest opinion. But I think that the motives behind why somebody is lying is what differentiates it between those four categories that you're talking about.
That's exactly what it is, the motives. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So for a person that is, we won't start with a pathological lying because based on the psychology of it all, that person gonna lie. Like, whether it benefits them or not, they just gonna lie.
Yeah.
But when we look at that compulsive liar or that habitual liar that lies so that it'll benefit them, or to try to get them out of certain situations, why do you think that liar can't just be honest? Okay, if your actions got consequences, your actions got consequences.
Well, like I say, that person hasn't fully evolved, right? Because once you fully evolve, it's no reason to lie or whatever. And a lot of it has to do with maturity, and I don't mean maturity as in age. I mean it as to what point in understanding or complete understanding you're at. Because, like, for example, is pretty much taken as a norm for a car salesman to lie. But, you know, I think that the next point beyond kind of used car salesman lying is that you have to one day get to a point to say, well, I need to go and find me a product that I can stand behind so that I don't have to lie or whatever. But I think that, like I say, it's a part of psychological immaturity to where you're not comfortable in yourself, or you're not in 100% agreement with your actions, and that causes you to lie to, I guess, justify your actions or what have you, or you have to reason it out. You have to reason out your actions in order to justify it or whatever. So, that's kind of that me myself personally, I don't want to go off script here, so stop me if I'm going too far off a script. But I know a point in my younger development or what have you, I used to lie to a lot of girls who I was dating and
I
stuff.
believe it. I
And
believe
and
it.
I used to justify. I say, well, they everything about them fake. They hair fake. They eyelashes fake. They nails fake. They lip gloss fake and stuff like that. And that was my reasoning behind lying to them, is by saying, well, shit, they lying to me, so I'm lying back to them. But then I grew past that point, and I'm saying, well, why would I want to be in the presence of fake, of something that's not real, that drives me out of my character, so to say, if that makes sense. So, that's a brief story of something that had happened to me, or something that I lied about, honestly.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you on the spot like I put our guest last night.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest lie that you told to, and this isn't about relationships, but since I got you here though, I'm gonna ask you, what's the biggest lie that you've told in a relationship?
Ooh. Shoot, you have to. I done been in so many relationships. You got to condense that to like a time frame or whatever, because
In your
like
more mature years, now.
Oh, okay. My more mature years is hey, I'm willing to accept a woman with a child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the reality of it is, I don't want to deal with no kids that ain't mine or what have you. But if I'm feeling this chick, then yeah, I love the kids, yeah. That's the biggest. Like, I mean, and there's other lies. That I tell or whatever. Like, no, I ain't. Like, man, I ain't even tripping off of that, and I be tripping off of it like a mug. So
I know that's right. Hold
like,
on, Trent.
Uh-huh.
Lily said you ain't got to lie, Craig.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Like, I mean, honestly, I be joking, but a lot of times I be serious, because I think that some of the strongest relationships that I ever seen were built on lies. Like,
oh wow,
some of the strongest relationships I ever seen, were built on lies. Like just straight up and down. And it actually kind of turned me off on the idea of marriage, so to say, is because every single person I know who is married got some big blank, blank, blank lies in there. Right? I ain't gonna cuss, but they got some big freaking lies in the middle of it, right?
I can attest to that. My husband was one of them. I can attest to that. So go
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I just as far as it pertains to relationships and things of the sort or what have you, I just feel like I feel like it's always lies in your relationship, and I think that the reason why is because it's just artificial expectations a lot of times, kind of on relationships, on love, on exactly who your partner is, and if you knew kind of who you were dealing with or who it is that or whatever, because they don't be wanting to deal with themselves. Like self, like actually having to sit down and really put up with yourself is one of the worst things you can ever do. You know, like really, like
Especially if you're a liar, that's a hard thing to do.
yeah,
If you want that lie a lot, that's a hard thing to do.
and to bring it kind of full circle, that's how you know that prison or what have you, prison a lot of times prison for the amount of time that they give prison sentences for is some other things involved because when you go to solitary confinement and you really have to face yourself,
Mhm.
that's the worst thing, that's the worst punishment you could ever have to do. Like I would rather do I would rather run wind sprints for 100 miles straight than have to really sit down and think about myself and really like put up with myself.
That
Hell no.
self-reflection is a mother.
Like really have to sit down and like really correct my behavior and put up with myself. Like, nah, that's the worst stuff ever. Like, Jesus ain't put us on planet Earth for that. God, I'm pretty sure God ain't want me to sit down here and really face my demons.
Oh yeah, he did. He wants you to face your demon.
Nah, God ain't want me to. God ain't authorized that for my life. You know what I'm saying?
He
But
authorized it and ordained it. What you mean?
no, God didn't want that for me. I'm pretty sure that He didn't want that for me. I'm telling you.
Stop it.
So, but a lot of folks, in all seriousness, a lot of people don't want to deal with themselves, and so they allow their way out of a situation to prevent themselves from having to face the truth. I'm
Right.
not exempt from it. Whoever's in the chat,
That's
they
right.
ain't exempt from it. Everybody that told some lies or what have
I
you.
ain't lying.
But when you get to complete understanding and totality in your adulthood, then you start putting away all of the lying and stuff, and you have to start doing a lot of soul searching.
That's right.
But look, I'll be filibustering all night, but I'll say this or whatever, then I'll shut up for a while. Just kind of like one of the things that I kind of experienced as a younger man, kind of growing into being an older man, is that you'll see a lot of times I was dating women, I was like dating, and then I would meet like women who would be like in their late 30s, early 40s, and they'll had kids in like their late 10 years. Kids are being grown up and stuff like that, getting out of the house. And so they would go and do a whole bunch of busy work. As far as they'd join fitness clubs, they'd go and work out, they'd throw themselves into working out, or they'd throw
Mhm.
themselves into different groups and different programs because they did not want to spend that time alone, because having to sit there and really think about what all you have done in your life, the mistakes that you have made in your life,
Mhm.
or what have you, that
Or you
was
can
too.
even deal with hurt. That's some people's
Yeah.
way of dealing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but it's funny the things, the lengths or the extremes people would go to avoid dealing with themselves or whatever. And I really think that that's the causation of lying, is you just you have a pathology, to use a medical term,
Speak on
of
it.
not wanting to deal with yourself. Like, yo, I don't want to put up with my own crap. Like, no, I'm not trying to put up with myself. This is horrible. Like, yes, Jesus didn't ordain this, for me to be, for me to actually have to sit down and face the phone, you
Who
know.
told you that, Trent?
Mhm.
Who told you Trent didn't God didn't ordain for you to have to sit down and face your mess? You
Man,
told
listen,
yourself.
God ain't ordained for this to happen. All right, listen. I mean, when you have to be bitter, when you have to be brutally honest with yourself, that feeling is so awkward and so eerie.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure Jesus ain't ordained for all of this stuff to happen. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know him personally or whatever, but I'm pretty sure the uncomfortable feeling that I had to face when I had to deal with myself, that ain't something that God ordained. All right, that was something straight out the pits of hell.
You see this look you getting.
Hey, that look, that's my line. I'm sticking to it. All right.
And I'm sticking to it. Look, before
Yes.
you go on, everybody speaking to you in the chat. I want to know how everything's going for you right now before we go any further.
G2G. Hey, G2G.
Tori
Uh,
Love.
Tory Love. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to switch this from top chat to live chat. Demetra. Man, whoever else I'm missing. Miss
It's
Fat.
fat, yeah.
Eh, Oh, y'all got my cell phone number,
Don't handle
man.
them like
All
that. Don't handle them like that. It's time for some self-reflection for you, brother. But for real, how's
nah,
it going right now after everything from Christmas?
I mean, hey, listen, I'm back to ground zero. I'm back sleeping on my mom and sleeping in my mama basement. That's where I started off at 15 years ago.
Ain't nothing wrong
So,
with it.
you
Ain't nothing
know,
wrong with it.
hey, I had to be humbled and stuff like that. Sometimes you get knocked down or whatever, but I don't really trip off of it. Honestly, hey, I wasn't at my house when my house caught on fire.
That's a blessing.
I ain't lose nothing but a bunch of materials and stuff like that. So, all of that stuff can be bought back and gained back. And, like I say, I meet with my adjusters and everybody like that tomorrow to see what's going on. So it might take a couple months or whatever. Either I repair that house and go back to that house, or hey, this was the setup for me to go to another house. Whatever. I don't live my life stressing about situations I really ain't got no control over.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
The good thing is that you got a basement to go back to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's my house and stuff like that. So my parents, they house paid for or whatever. So hey, God forbid or whatever, when as they should perish or whatever, I'm gonna inherit that basement as well. So what I mean. So I ain't tripping off of it.
Lily said you need to remember that basement parties are the best.
Hey man, listen. She talking about back in the day. Everything now is club. Met the shawty at the club.
You gonna be in there
I,
trying to have a basement party playing John P. Key.
but that's what I'm saying. Like I remember back in the day or whatever. Cause I'm one of the last generations where I feel like where we really had house parties and stuff like that. Like nowadays, everything about the strip club, regular club, going to the bar. But I remember the house parties and I remember the good basement parties where the party would be cracking. It'd be roaches crawling across people's wall and
Say
party
word.
still be jacking. Still,
Say word.
matter of fact, you went in no good basement party till the wall starts sweating.
They
That's how far back I go. You
got to
know,
sweat.
Yes, if the walls ain't start sweating, then that you wasn't at no party for real. But like this younger generation, the millennials, the kids born in the 2000s, that ain't even something they gonna know about. They got
Nah,
drywall and stuff in the basement. I'm from them old concrete walls in the basement. Walls be sweating and all of that stuff. So,
got the roaches spinning around on the turn.
mm-hmm,
What you talking
mm-hmm. There you go.
about?
There you go. But you know what? That taught home training. That taught a lot of values and stuff because what I see as I examine some of the younger generations is that the younger generations and stuff like that, they don't value cleaning up or they don't value keeping like they stuff neat and tidy. But I remember, when we was coming up in our projects or we was coming up in low income houses and stuff like that, where we was in situations, you had to keep your house real sterile and clean so that the rats and roaches don't come in. So, that built a lot of character up. That built a lot of character inside of us, as we was growing up. That's why I don't really mind, kind of having to go back to the basement or having to be humbled a little bit because it put me back to ground zero, take you back to the things that really mattered and kind of what made you who you are. So hey, stuff happens. You can't control what happens and
That's
stuff
right.
like that. You just hey, you got to persevere through all of it, and that's the biggest thing. Hey, are you gonna persevere? Anybody can go up, but people gonna fall down. But perseverance is picking yourself back up. We gonna want you to fail down. So, that's just how that's the mindset I put myself in to trick myself into or psych myself up into reaccomplishing or climbing back up that hill once you fell down. So, I'm good.
Well, I always say we grow through what we go through.
There you go. There you go. So like I'm still living. I'm still healthy, still strong or whatever. And we still got G2G proverbs in the chat and stuff like that. She holding it down, and Miss Fat said that the youngsters today are nasty.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, I love it, man. I love it. And yo, you can't undo things that happen in life. So I'm good. I'm good, healthy. I'm on live stream with y'all.
Let me
So,
ask you a question because I heard
mm-hmm,
you say something on your live the other night.
mm-hmm,
Um, about how you came out and you spoke on yourself, but I think it holds true to all the people that consider themselves to be bloggers or content creators or whatever.
mm-hmm,
That we tend to get that a lot of us got caught up into a lot of stuff and we kind of lost focus or kind of got off track for what we really came in here for.
mm-hmm. Oh
A
yeah.
couple days, a couple hours away from 2021. What do you plan on doing different with your platform and everything that you got going on? What do you plan on doing different in 2021?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna too much do anything different in 2021 because I made the change for 2021 at the end of 2020. So if you look at the last couple of pieces that I have put out or whatever, they have been very deep and very layered or whatever. And like a lot of things have always been deep and layered, but it was a point in time where I was pumping out a live stream every day, 2 or 3 hours, and it burns you out.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do now is I go in and I take a lot of notes, layered notes, and I go in and I put quality kind of over quantity.
Exactly.
And something that I have to sit down and kind of unpack things on my I have to unpack things. So I'm working on a podcast kind of called The Legacy of Gang Banging, where I'm going to kind of transpose uh, the creation of every major political party in the United States and juxtapose them with all of the major gangs, African American gangs, since we are all black people, or most of us are black people, and show where every game were basically created off of they had the same set of objectives. They were created for the same purposes, but when it comes down to a black and white, thing, then one thing is viewed as a political party, and the other one is viewed as a street gang. But they serve the same purpose or whatever. So it's something that is very thoughtful. It requires you to do a lot of research. It requires a lot of man hours to kind of go in and do these things. But that's the type of stuff that I want to bring out to the people, where you can sit down and you can kind of rewind it and listen to it about 5 or 6 times and kind of pick up, try to grasp everything that I'm putting out. So for 2020, as far as on my stuff opinionated on grad school, whatever, that's kind of more so what we're moving towards with that. Just more so with that, and as it pertains to the other blogging that we were doing, I feel like we saw the worst in human nature because every when we are in America, and it's a capitalistic society or whatever, and so everybody you are competing in the marketplace, and to compete in the marketplace, you basically have to try to be on top. And as everybody was trying to be on top, or everybody was trying to fight for their viability in the marketplace, then other people's will undercut other people, and then you are forced to respond back, and then it just turned into something that it wasn't supposed to be, and we all got off track, including myself. So it's like, let's go in, and we all still alive, we all still breathing or whatever. We gotta kind of get back on track, if it's possible, and we have to, some people are that, or they just beyond repair, so to say. And that's not a slight or a diss towards nobody, but some folks are just too far gone, and they gotta endure or undergo a major life change, so before they able to come back and really be a factor uh, towards the common goal, is what is basically what I was saying the other night.
And I can agree with you on that. That's one of the main things I actually started this year because I sat back and I did that self evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? And it's not being something that's not thinking that you're better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not somebody that I would be dealing with or feeling like I needed to go back and forth with in real life, I'm not gonna do it on here because
Mm-hmm.
if you have content on your channel, then you don't have to do that stuff. You just continue on doing what you do. Everybody has their own lane. And so for me, I'm not going to allow anybody to pull me into
Mm-hmm.
their mess.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's what my thing is for 2021. Like you may have your mess and do whatever you need to do, but you're not gonna pull me into it.
Yeah, and that was just kind of it. Like, it gets into a thing where, somebody will say something about me, and I've always said from day one, or what have you, that I don't really care what nobody's saying about me. You don't have to bring it to me, because like I say, I was just raised. I was raised by all old people, whatever. So they told me that people gonna talk about you to the day
Right.
you die, and it ain't what they call you, is what you respond to. And so from the time I went to elementary school at 5 years old, everybody know my given name is Rayburn, or Rayburn, right? And so I've
Ray Bird.
always been dark skinned. So people call you Ray Burnt, Ray
Oh,
Ray Black Ass, Ray Black as fuck, Ray Burnt, Ray Raggedy. Like,
listen,
people
friend. Now you saw I just got called Flavor Flav the other day, so don't feel bad.
look, right. So look, folks have dogged me out since I was 5 years old. Like, I'm numb to it now. What the things that folks say about me,
Right.
I'm just numb to it. But it gets into a big old thing where folks want to go kind of back and forth, and I don't. I can do the back and forth. I have done that stuff, but as I really sat back and thought about it, I'm like, oh, damn, I let this person really bring me out of my character because that's not even me. And you could think that you telling them off, but you making a fool out of yourself by even responding to by even responding to that person because like 2 years gonna go down, 2 years is gonna go past and people will pull up that video of you, and if that's all they got to judge you by, you look foolish. But
Because
in
they
two
have no
years,
idea about what happened.
yeah, in 2 years, even if it looked like you lost the battle because you didn't respond to it, nobody's gonna remember that in two
Right.
years. So it was just like one of the things where it's like, man, I ain't getting off into that, man, and I kind of fell back and that's just kind of what it was. I mean, you and I was kind of on the phone, with some other crazy calls and things like that started coming in as well. So, that was it's too much. It's too much, and I'd rather just take things back to a fun place, whatever. Like,
Right. Right.
Trent Cochran on the case. I like
Right.
Trent Cochran on the case. I like, and that's just it. That's symbolic of everything. I went back to my fun place. Even now, I'm back in my old house, in my old room, where everything started at. Where I started learning all of this stuff and started, really cracking open the books and stuff like that, and really started creating the person that everybody kind of subscribed to me for, or the people, or the person that folks know me as. I'm back in that aura. So some of my best stuff is getting ready to come out because I'm back in that creative zone. And we go back to that creative zone after not
Take it
being
back
there
to
for
the basics.
12
You
years.
gotta take it back to the basics.
Well, after you been not having been there for 12 years and you come back, it's like it's your mind start moving differently. Your brain automatically kind of locks in to, okay, yeah, okay, I'm back here. Okay, but it brings out another spark of creativity in you, that you ain't even know that you had. Like I've been writing 2 books for the last 4 years, and I've been like, okay, do I need to go to Hawaii? Do I need to go to Alaska? Where
You
do
need
I
a
need to go?
sabbatical.
Yeah, yeah, because you have to get outside. You have to get outside of your regular space to create new thoughts. And so when I went back to ground one, I'm like, oh shit, I'm okay. I'm in my creative zone again. I can start back writing these books. I can start back being a productive Negro. So,
Everything happens
I'm
for a
feeling
reason.
it. Well, so yeah, I mean, I'm fully supported. Hey, I'm here for everybody, and even now, like some of the things that I retired or what have you. Some of the people on YouTube are just realer than they realer than some of the folks that you done known forever. So if folks hit me up and they want me to break down emotion or something like that, if I got time, I go through and do it, even though I don't want to, for the people because the people came through for me when I needed people. So I go through and I'll do things for folks. If they ask me to, the folks who call me and stuff all the time, check in on me and stuff like that. If they ask me to do a show, they ask me to do a topic or whatever, I'll do it for the people who support me. So yeah, that's kind of where I am and stuff like that. Okay.
I'm at the place, Trent. I just want to tell you, don't put your hair down over there looking like black baby Jesus. I'm just saying.
Uh, look, I didn't just took my hair out the bands and stuff like that because I gotta let it dry out. Ain't nobody tell me when you get dreadlocks, it take 3 days for your hair to dry out once you wash your hair. When you look, I had a low cut. You know, your hair be drying about 15 minutes. Well, you walking around your head damp. So yeah, I had to let it down, whatever, because
You shook
it
the
was
head.
just that.
Go ahead. Let your soul glow. Let your soul
uh,
glow.
nah, look, this hurt long. This hurt is long. Yeah, it hurt long. Whatever, you know. Look, I'm over here at my girl house or whatever. I'm gonna let her dry my hair up and stuff
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Yeah, wherever she at, you know, when she, come in here, whatever. And I got some, I'm tell some of them lies too.
That's what I'm talking about right there. I couldn't even get it out. Where's she at? So don't listen to him.
Hey,
Don't believe the lies.
Stephalophagus. You want to say hi to the people?
Don't believe
Huh?
Trent. He telling a story.
Huh? They said they want to say hi to you. Come here. Oh, yo, God. Well, say hi to the people. We on grad school. You got an NBA shit. Come say hi to the people on
Oh
grad.
shoot! Yeah, come on up in here.
You say what? Come say hi to the people real quick. Back up, girl. Man, come on, man. Girl, bring your ass. Bring your ass, man.
All right, you about to get beat
Man,
up in there.
say hi to the people, man. Say hi, man. Shit, come
She said
say hi
it.
to the people.
She said hi to the people.
Goofy and shit. Look, she all shy and stuff like that. She don't want to come on, whatever.
I don't
But
blame her. You know how folks do on here. Her picture be posted somewhere. I don't blame her.
man, any other time or whatever, she love to be all up in the phone. Like, who is that? Who is that? Yeah, I saw your text. Now she don't want to be on the phone.
Oh, why you trying to put on blast like that, Trent?
I ain't putting her on blast. I'm telling the truth. Keeping it 100, as the people would say. 100. There you go. See, we can have a whole radio show and stuff together. Yeah, but yeah, I'm over here, whatever.
Yeah, y'all need to go live together.
We got. I mean, we didn't went live together a few times or whatever. We go live one
That's some
time.
grad school for your tail right there.
Yeah, well, hey, when she, I gotta whip her up into shape and stuff like that.
I know what. The minute you called her over there, you've been smiling ever since. Got all them teeth on.
Yeah, yeah, because she always got them jokes or whatever. She like, yeah, you're keeping it to 100, but yeah, she came in, but she ain't left me alone, man. So I can tell y'all about these lies and stuff that I'm gonna be telling her later on.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
You say what?
Don't get yourself in trouble.
Oh, no. Like I told you, all of the healthy relationships, they are built on lies and stuff. What's them lies your granddaddy told your grandmama? Girl, I'm gonna give you the world. You the apple of my eye. That don't even make sense. But when he said it, it sounded good. So I got all them good lies to tell you. Stephanie, you want to hear these lies? You want to hear these lies or whatever?
You about to get cursed out on a grad school level. You gonna curse out on a grad school level.
But when I get cursed out, like, that's sexy to me, low key. But I'm still a work in progress. You know what I mean? I'm still a work in progress.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, look, we ain't gonna hold you from your queen over there. Let me ask you this. With the whole thing with the lying, I'm really looking at all of us, the ones that are responsible for distributing information to our people. I feel like a lot of people have lost their way with that. People expect us to put information out there, and they expect us to put truthful information out there.
Right, right. Well, this is the thing, and we have talked about this, privately as well, or what have you. It when we put information out there, you have to, it's an African proverb to say that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Like, you put the information out there, you gotta be able to accept it because the truth is just the truth.
Right,
So you can't change and modify. You can't make the truth be what you want it to be. The truth is just the truth.
right.
And
Anything else
so,
is a lie.
and it's the thing to where, it's only so many ways that you can kind of look at something. As a general rule, and you work in the neurological field, so to say. Um, where there's smoke, there's fire, or what have you. 9 times out of 10, if a lot of things point towards one direction, then hey, it has to be something to it.
Right,
Now, the extent of that, or the what's the word that I'm looking for? The fairness of that is something that we can argue and we can debate. But what kind of happened with the common purpose that we kind of all came in for is people kind of became fanatical about something, and wanted to ignore everything else that was right there.
I
And so
agree.
it's like, hey, if you reoccur, if something keeps reoccurring, then hey, it's something there. So it was a point in time where every week and a half, it was something new kind of happening, and it was like, okay, we can excuse one thing, we can excuse two things, three things, all right. But when we every week, I found myself kind of doing, juggling acts or whatever to try to excuse, like, yo, I can't, nah, bro, I can't excuse everything. Man,
Right.
this
That's
just
something that we were taught. Everybody ain't lying. Now, one or two may
look,
lie, but everybody ain't lying.
well, it's a thing to where, I said it, I saw it written on Allison Talbert's page. I'm sorry to name drop him. I apologize. Uh, that you certain things are reflective of kind of what a situation is, and what happens is what builds the infighting, or what builds the fight, what built the fighting in kind of the YouTube streets, if as people call them, is the same thing that you kind of see as we look real close to that person's life. And so, it's kind of a thing, and I said it before, that depending on who your source is, that is what you're going to hold true. And you're looking,
And
and
the source
basically,
matters. The
it,
source
it, and
matters.
and that's the thing, is that everybody was telling the truth, and everybody was kind of defensive over their truth because of who they got the truth from, and everybody was equally wrong and everybody was equally right because everybody was telling the truth, but they wasn't telling the absolute truth. They was telling their truth, and so where their truth fell short of the absolute
Collective.
truth is kind of where the confusion kind of came in, and I just think that it probably needed to be some type of realistic meeting group, or some type of State of the Union address, to where we kind of sat down and we really thought these things out methodically and said, okay, this is where we're at. Okay, and this is kind of what has happened, but I think that everybody might be on the same team, but everybody don't have the same goals, right? And so, you know, so that is what turns up the subscribers, so to say, is because hey, I like this person, I like this person, I like this person too, But as bloggers or what have you, we can see at first kind of who has a different agenda and who has a different goal than us. And what happens is, the same, everybody is sharing probably the same 4 to 5 thousand subscribers, so to say.
That's true.
And it's like, yo, I like this person, I like this person too, but I'll choose this person's side and things like that. And people come off as being a bad person, or you can come off kind of looking fishy, uh, because you could be on the same team, but y'all could not have the same agenda. And that's kind of like the best way that I can kind of say it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can read between the lines, that's the kind of the best. That's the best way that I could put it.
I got you.
So to say, I hope the people kind of respect that, but that's what it was.
They got you in the chat. They got you.
Mm. Yeah, hey Pico Benz, hey Nisimo, hey GTG or what have you. So yeah, but that's just it. We all kind of have to we all have to find our commonalities, and we all have to we all at this point, what the folks want, what my subs want, I'll try my best to give it to them. But honestly, this is just me being honestly, just be exclusive over here. But my when I first came in, I did not know what I know now. And that's what the change is. That's
I
kind of what
understand.
the difference is.
I
you
understand.
know. So that's it. And I mean, hey, if you go, hey, I can be here and stuff like that. But I know, uh, sometimes it's hard to have that same fire, or whatever. Like I went up to the door of the MCC or what. Damn, I didn't just let the cat out the bag. But yeah, I went up to doors screaming or whatever about that. Hey, I'm about that life or whatever. But then it's like I can't be about that life no more. Whatever, it ain't worth it or whatever. But what I can do, I will do though. So that's it.
I think everybody appreciate that because I really do believe. I know I did. I appreciated the breakdown of all the information. I think other people did. I think it's just when the other stuff started coming into play. And we have
Mm-hmm.
to realize when we have other stuff like intentionally coming into play. And I think all of us missed the mark on that one.
Mm-hmm. This is my first. This is my first time I've been a fake celebrity. You know what I mean?
I
So,
know, right?
like I was not used to being a low budget celebrity before, and so kind of the thing that kind of kicked me off, is just like, yo, why is you mentioning this person's name? Oh my God, blah blah blah. Like, yo, and so for me, I'm from the streets or whatever. So I feel like, I had to handle things in the streets, but I had to realize we not in the streets. We in Looney Tune
Right.
land. So we got to handle this like Looney Tune. you know.
Right. You say that, I'm sitting up here like, I call it real life in real life. And it's
Yeah.
not celebrity life. Um,
Mm,
I have people trying to get all up in my business and wanting to expose me on stuff and I
and,
know this about you, I know that. And I'm like, what you mean? Like what
and,
we doing
well,
this?
well,
I'm like, well, dang, if you do this with a fake celebrity, I don't want to be a real one.
and that's kind of what happened. Is like, folks that went all the way into St. Louis County records or whatever, and I'll tell folks openly, I breed dogs. One of my dogs hopped the fence, so I had an animal at large creating a nuisance citation. People took it, put it up on the internet, and said I was dog fighting. So it's just like, yo,
Oh, they trying to get you hemmed up.
I got the second highest security clearance out here. You know what I'm saying? And so, some of the stuff that folks was saying about me, it couldn't possibly be true. It's no way that the stuff could possibly be true. But it's just, it was just it was one of those things or whatever that was kind of a circus. But, you realize, like, I don't know if I told people, but, I graduated high school 2 years early or whatever. I was in college my last 2 years of high school or what have you. So, I'm not, I ain't that. I'm not that type of person to. I was I was lessening myself to really have to sit up in here and deal with some of this malarkey or what have you that I had to that I was kind of engaging in with some of these people. You know what I'm
Oh no,
saying?
I'm laughing because Lily calling you Mike Vick.
Look, she said McClure. Look, Lee, you spelled McClure wrong. Okay, you, you spelled McClure, but yeah, I graduated from McClure, South Berkeley. Yes, I did. Yeah, I graduated from McClure, South Berkeley. I
Oh,
went to
Sharon
some.
is in here too.
Hey,
Hey,
Sharon.
hey.
Yeah, she said she high. Hell no. but yeah, no. You listen, man. Everybody this is a business, man. This is a business, and it's the entertainment business or
Right.
what have you. So sometimes folks just gotta be like Trent fight dogs, Trent dirty or whatever. Trent's mother is a lawyer and stuff like that,
My
and
sister is a lawyer.
yes, and somebody, you have folks saying contact the FBI and stuff like that, and it was just like, yeah, like I don't know, I wanted to just do the information or what have you. That's all that I wanted to do was just the information and stuff. So like I say, I can come back, I can do my mornings and stuff is pretty open. I can come back and kind of do the morning shows and stuff like that, where we talk about it. But I honestly, what? I gotta keep it 100. There is not R. Kelly news every day, okay? And I hate to, I'm sorry to say the name, whatever, but I couldn't say that a different way. But there wasn't news about the brand of RSK every day. It's just not. And when it wasn't news, then it turns into exposed. It ain't news every
Right.
day.
We
You
get an exposure culture. Hey Travis, how
yeah.
you doing? He said
Yeah.
exposed.
Yeah, it's not news every day, and so those down days, or days where you take and you do other things that kind of surround the different things, just different injustices, or it was growth opportunities, and so one of the biggest things for me I was trying to do is build a think tank or build a growth tank to where on those down days that you could kind of educate your listeners and your subscribers so that when we talk about an issue, they're not lost. Because black
Right.
people, we are the kings and queens of being lost as hell while somebody who is intelligent is talking and pretending like we listening and we ain't listening at all.
Right.
Like Cornel West, Michael Eric
Right.
Dyson, all of these guys get to
Umar
talking. They be like,
Johnson.
yeah, yeah. And Umar be doing a lot of yelling and talking fast. But like these
Man.
folks, when these scholarly folks talk, right? We'll be like, oh man, he saw that dude. He intelligent, and we won't know what the hell they
Right.
said. We couldn't recall
Not
none
one
of
thing they said.
and it's one of them things. So, my favorite thing with black folks is they don't be remembering nothing that they said. They said, well, listen, he was talking about this. He was. man, you just gotta listen to it, and that's how you know that didn't nobody if can't nobody go back and repeat what you said, then they didn't understand it. You know, just like in comedy or what have you, we say that you're not a good comedian unless somebody can remember your bit. If that's how
Yeah,
you
it has
determine who a
you
good
gotta have
comic is.
a liner in there that folks remember now.
Right. And that's how you determine who the good comedians or who not the good comedians. Like you heard a bunch of comedians who could come up, they could do an hour and they could be talking about Chucky Ducky Quack Quack,
Not
and you
Chucky
don't
Ducky.
remember nothing. You don't remember nothing they said. You just remember they said Chucky Ducky Quack
Chucky
Quack.
Ducky, quack quack.
But the good comedians, you take their stuff away. You be like, oh yeah. Well, he talked about this. He talked about that story, and you remember more of the story when you dealing with better people. And so that on those down days, that's for us to kind of grow. That's for us to grow and learn a little bit more for our audience. So, but everybody don't view it that way.
Right.
So, hey, it's where we are. Oh yeah. And,
But we set the tone though.
yeah,
If they want to
yeah.
hear what you gotta say or they don't.
Well, and I'll say this. I will say this is that you were the only person who kept it 100 with me from the jump street or whatever. From the word go. You kept it 1,000 with me or what have you. Always, and hey, that was some truth. When we talk about truth and lies and stuff like that, when you were keeping it 100 with me, I wanted to hear the lies at that time. So, but I had to grow into it. I had to grow into respecting the truth. I'm like, damn, I didn't pass go and collected $200 only to find out, man, I had to go through a process to be ready for the truth or what have you. So I don't blame.
And we all did. We all did.
Right, but that's the reality of kind of the situations, the reality of YouTube, the YouTube streets and stuff like that. So we have to grow or whatever. We've been going through this for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 2 years literally,
Yeah.
two in a week, 2 years literally. So
Yeah.
this has been 700 days, 700 plus days. We've been, we've been kind of doing the same thing or
Same
whatever.
dance.
So, you know, and look, we just have to grow. We have to expand, whatever. So, yeah, that's it. Do the folks got other questions?
No, everybody's agreeing with you. I think that's gonna be the thing for 2021: growth and expansion.
Yeah, grow. We gotta grow. We gotta expand. And um, one thing I will say is that as black folks, and I keep on saying black folks because the folks who I talk to, with the exception of maybe two or three of them, are mainly black folks. You can't wait for a change to happen. You have to be the change that you looking for in the world. You know,
Cannot be
and
reactive. You have to be proactive.
and kind of like what happened with me is you get burnt out. You get burnt out, kind of saying, "Yo, let's be the change. Let's be the change. Let's be the change. Let's be the change." And by the time folks realize, like, "Hold, yo, we have to be the change," you tired of saying it. You don't
Right.
want to say it no more because you have faced so much animosity or whatever for that truth or whatever. Just
Right.
like I wasn't ready to hear the truth from you or what have you. People, they don't be ready to hear that truth because the truth don't sound pretty.
Right.
Or to use a Thomas Jefferson quote or whatever, truth is hard work or whatever, and it's dressed up it's dressed up the truth is dressed up in overalls, and it looks like hard work. Uh, to quote one of our forefathers of this great nation. You know, so yeah, we have to get down to it. We gotta be the change that we hope to see.
That's right.
And if we ever realistically are gonna sit down and strategize about what we're gonna do, then I'm ready to sit down and to strategize about what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm ready to sit down and really strategically look at things. But if
Right.
we just gonna be just wasting our time, I ain't gonna engage in all of that
Right.
stuff.
Because
You know.
the
So,
truth of the matter is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Period. There has to
mm,
be some type of structure.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We have to have some type of structure. We got to have a hierarchy, and we got like us to bring it back to the topic of today. We gotta be honest, man. Listen, if you got folks who read at a third grade level, this is not the person that's fit to talk for the group. Okay, you have to go and get the person who can speak properly and who has an extended vocabulary to speak for the group. All right, everybody plays a part and everybody plays an equal part, but you got to put people in our special. You got to put them in their specialized areas or
But
whatever.
sometimes you have to delegate,
Yes, there you go. You got to delegate.
and people have
Yes,
to be willing to accept their position
yeah,
as a team
because
player.
ego comes in and ego makes folks say, yeah, yeah. So what I was the burger boy at McDonald's last week. I feel like I could be the president of the United States. Bro. You ain't no. You got to go through something or what have you to
Hey,
be
we gotta aim
prepared.
high now. We gotta aim high.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, yeah, you can aim high, like yeah, you can move from the burger boy to being the shift lead. But the president, you just skip about 5,000 steps. You know, like, yeah, like yo, and I always say this quote or whatever. Those who are stewards over a few things become shepherd over many. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to control the things that you got at your level before you can move up. You can't let your ego kind of get in the way. Like for me, I have done live streams and stuff like that. I have been online and there'll be 6 people in my chat and I just keep on going right through that.
Been
And I
there.
log on, I see some people they get 500-600 people in a chat. And I never try to like dip in. I never try to undercut those folks. If I see somebody online and stuff like that, I won't even go live at the same time. And you was actually the one who taught me, like, yo, don't announce when you going live. Just pop up online or whatever. Don't put it as an announcement because folks will undercut you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen that thing happen. But hey, I'm still happy for those people who do that type of stuff. But you have listen when you got the message. Sometimes folks try to stay in the way of them, try to stand in the way of the message and try to speak louder than you while
Right.
you're giving a message because they don't have a message. And that ain't no shots at nobody, but that's just speaking on what happens out here.
It's
Uh,
like that on YouTube, period. You see it with the bigger bloggers, you see it with the smaller bloggers. I mean, it's all over,
mm,
especially the black tube streets.
yeah, well, yeah,
I mean, it's crucial.
yes, and everybody wants to be big or whatever. So everybody kind of on our YouTube street or whatever. Everybody kind of would love to be Nick and Knight or would love to be Tasha K or what have you. But Tasha K wants to be Oprah or she wants to be Wendy Williams or what
Right.
have you.
And you have to realize the sacrifices that come along with that too. So you got to sacrifice a lot of stuff. You
Yes,
got to compromise.
yeah,
I'm
and
gonna say your morals on a lot of things to get to those places. So
yeah, and that's something that I ain't willing to compromise or whatever.
right.
Like I'm not. Hey, I ain't gonna sell my soul for a cash app.
Right.
you know,
It's
I'm
that
not
I
gonna.
was about to say some people have to lie, and that goes back to the topic too. You feel like you have to lie to be able to maintain that status. But Trent, I honestly, when I left the main thing that everybody was talking about, when I backed away from that,
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was backing away from, because those videos were huge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I could have been making money out the yin yang.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what access,
Yes. Yes.
And I chose to back away from that. And I don't think people understand that when they say, oh, why you asking this and why you asking for that? I'm like, are you trying to get this? I'm like, just for me personally, and I can say a little bit on your end too. Like if it was just about getting money and getting views and all that stuff, like I could put some videos out for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Give
definitely.
you some information that you don't know.
And that was it.
And
Like,
I choose not to.
and for me, I'm the same way, or what have you. That I try to back away from telling the absolute ugly truth. But when I first came out with opinionated, my videos were 30,000 views, 20,000 views, 15, 19, 21,
Mhm.
several thousands of views. And my channel was going up, 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 up,
Right.
up, 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 up. And then I started getting, fake copyright strikes or what have you on my channel. And then all of my potential just kind of it flatlined at that pace. And I wasn't able to get in the YouTube algorithms or whatever like that again to that will cause your channel to kind of grow up and stuff like that after that point or what have you. So that in that situation right there, kind of that pissed me off. Like that made me kind of very angry or what have you.
It leaves a nasty taste in your mouth.
Yeah, that it left a very nasty taste
Yeah.
in my mouth because I felt like people kind of saw my potential, or they kind of saw what I was doing, and they couldn't do what I did, and they kind of got jealous, and they kind of they deterred me or whatever. And even as I mentioned, Sylvia and Randa or whatever, I said, hey, I'm done with that. I'm off of that or what have you. That's kind of what caused me to kind of hold a grudge with them for the longest, is because hey, I was building or whatever like that, and I didn't come for anybody. I did what I was. Hey, I did what I was asked to do. The things
Same
that
here.
folks start beefing with me about or what have you. Trent, Rayburn, whoever y'all want to call me or whatever, is not something that I sat down and I said, oh yeah, let me run and scam people like that. No, these were things that I was asked to do, and I can 100% say that you were asked to do the same things as well. And so you kind of get handicapped, you get cut off or what have you, and then if you didn't live your life of several decades, and you have gone to school, you have always kind of been a good Samaritan and always been a law-abiding citizen, for folks to turn and start calling you a fraud and a scammer and stuff like that
Yeah.
under false pretenses. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Right.
I would have rather that stuff have been true and people been ousting me than for
Right.
it to be completely false.
Right.
If it was
Exactly.
true, I could have lived with it. But it
Right.
wasn't. The stuff didn't have no merit in it. And it was so ludicrous that I could not believe that people believed it. But that's the world that we live in, and that's the price of fame. Really it is. Sometimes a lot of folks have to be low down or whatever to get famous or whatever. You have to undercut and backstab folks to kind of to be famous. You look at Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams talks bad about everybody,
Right.
And she's dealing with drug demons. Her husband left her and used her money to buy his side piece, a house in the same neighborhood or what have you. But she was so busy looking at everybody else's problems, she wasn't fixing her own. And that,
That's just
that
how it works.
and that's what happens out here. It's a bunch of mud slinging and things like that. And honestly, I got pissed off at the subscribers too, because it's like, yo, why y'all know that? How do y'all tune in to watch somebody lie to you every day? Like, like y'all don't get tired of getting lied to, but you can't want something for somebody more than what they want it for themselves.
Right. But
You
it,
know.
it, it makes you think too. And you had said something earlier. If people are used to being lied to or don't mind being lied to, like they'll just overlook things. If they do that in real life, then more than likely they're gonna do it on here too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, most people live in a lie.
Yeah.
Because the lie is more comfortable or whatever. When you start, the, the truth makes you change. And that's something that I realized early on about our culture as Black folks, is that we love to be lied to because the truth is a responsibility. The truth makes you change that truth. If you force with the truth, then you gonna have to, your brain automatically locks in and say, oh, I have to do something about this. So a lot of folks don't want to listen to the reality, or they don't want to tune in to the educational things, or some of the realer concepts, because a lot of the realer concepts, it requires you to do something. When you got folks doing exposing videos day in and day out, that's not a responsibility. You can just sit back and watch that and say, oh, this is entertainment.
Right.
But when it's a call to action, when it's some actual work to be done, now folks, they don't want to, they don't too much want to do that or
Right.
whatever. So yeah. But yeah, that's where we are out here in these Black Tube streets or what have you. And that's it. I see GTG Proverbs say I'm speaking facts. Hey, Shireen. Yeah. So yeah, but that's where we are. That's where we are, man. And we got to do better. But everybody has to want to do better as well. So no, I'm burying all my hatches and stuff like that. Uh, I'm burying all my hatches, burying all my hooks or whatever. And I'm gearing back up. I did no graphics with the grad school, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. We moving grad school to a new campus.
Okay. Okay.
So hey, yeah, the grad school gonna be on a new campus and everything like that, and we gonna bring everything back. We gonna bring everything back. We gonna restore it, and we gonna have a lot more content or whatever. But the production level has to be right. I'm anal about my production stuff. I hate grainy cameras. I hate bad mic quality.
I do too.
I hate pre-recorded videos that ain't mastered. Whatever, I gotta master my audio before I put it out. So that's what you can look forward to with me. Is it's gonna be quality. Whatever I do, with guarantee it's gonna be quality.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, shoot, I appreciate you. We didn't got all your time.
Oh man,
I see
listen.
that hair growing too. I saw you turn around to the back. Look, it's
Uh,
about to be as long as mine.
yeah. Hey, this her hair is growing now, but I got in touch with them Jamaicans and stuff. Yeah, Sharon Lighty, yeah. I got in touch with, I was, before I got on YouTube, I was down in Jamaica or whatever. They made me an honorary Rastafarian and stuff like
Okay.
that. I was down in Guantanamo Bay, and the Rastafarians basically taught me how to start growing these dreadlocks out and make your hair grow real long. So I started it's starting to drape a little bit, and it's hanging down, so it's heavy on my head and everything.
Okay. You
So,
need to know what made mine grow this long. Just let me know. I give you the secret.
you say if I want to
I
know
give
what
you the secret.
I ain't even gonna play with you.
It's all in the bag, baby. It's all in the
Yeah,
bag. I give you
look,
the secret.
I am not finna play with you. Uh, I got in the shower yesterday and I was looking at my hair. I'm like, man, this hair is long and stuff because
Yeah, it's long in the back. I see it.
that shit. I don't know how long my hair be because it always be tied up all the time. So when I finally pull it down, I'm like, damn, this hair is pretty long. You just,
Miss Pat said that's that WAP juice that you're using.
listen, as soon as this live stream over, or whatever, I'm gonna have
I
to
don't
go
want to
to,
hear
I'm gonna
it.
have to
I
go
do
to the
not want to
source.
hear it.
You hear me? This is the source of my strength, or whatever. Let's
I
say
do not want to hear it, Samson.
hey, look, I'm gonna have to go see Delilah in a minute. But in the words of Murphy Lee, old girl, hell no, I ain't cutting my hair. Hey, Miss Eva Johnson, they say Steph gonna be pulling your hair.
uh,
Hey, listen, man, I ain't messing with you, G2G, or whatever. You already know. I ain't
they gonna have
messing.
you getting beat up over there.
Nah, I ain't gonna be, nah. Steph for love forgets ain't gonna do all that.
Uh-huh.
She ain't gonna do
I
all
just
that.
heard her sucking her teeth, so I know she'll do it.
She sucking her teeth. She sleep.
She did it in her sleep.
She behind about 4 different doors, whatever. She sleep in hell or whatever. She ain't finna be doing nothing. Look. I just got off about an hour and a half ago. Well, her day is over. You know what I mean? I'm out here in the front room. I'm chilling or whatever. They ain't. They gonna wake up early in the morning, whatever. I get off late, whatever. I gotta go through the house and maintain the house or whatever. I'm watching the front or whatever. I'm security.
Or you ain't watching nothing.
I gotta make sure the door locked. You know what
I
I'm
gotta commandeer this front section. I got to see.
saying? Look, I'm watching it. Look, I'm making sure don't nobody come in and stuff like that.
Boy,
So,
bye. Who coming in there but the Saints?
hey, listen, man. A lot of women be paranoid at night, man. Like, women, y'all will lock everything in the house. Just like lock every window, every door, the safe,
Listen here.
every closet.
Listen here. A sister like here, once that alarm get turned on, anything that happens after that alarm get turned on, nothing but shots. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what it is, because if you're not in here when I set that alarm and I hear something going on, I don't care about nothing else.
To Sharon on there, I better take some of them locations. Look, man, y'all got locations in the middle of the hood, man. I ain't trying to lose my life. Y'all better hire y'all better hire somebody who trying to get shot at them locations, whatever.
Got
I
somebody
have
trying to get shot.
look, I have said from day one, I am from St. Louis, the murder capital. Okay, the
Oh, Lord.
murder capital. Shit, I ain't trying to get murdered or whatever. Look, shit, I be at them Walgreens. I can't do that one. No.
The
I'm good.
Walgreens.
Uh huh. Yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't.
Listen, I got to go over the 6 reasons that people lie.
Mhm.
What do you think? You already said something, but what do you think one of the reasons is that people lie?
Okay, like I say, they are uncomfortable. They uncomfortable in who they are. They they are they're trying to take a shortcut. Um, let's see. That's it. Shit. They uncomfortable. They immature. Uh, yeah, they uncomfortable. They immature, and they just trying to take a shortcut. And I think that all of the other reasons really stem from those.
Okay, that's some grad school stuff right there.
Trying to cover. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I want to know. Shit. Y'all
Still,
tell me. Y'all learn me something.
oh, I put it up here. Put it up here. Because I done came into some liars, boy. I'm talking about the lie is a lie. Like the lies is a lie is a lie. Like I can't even. So I have to delve into this a little bit. Let me look at it from here. Okay.
That's one of my favorite websites.
Yeah, that's where it's at right there. Lying makes sense to some people if you look at it through their eyes, right? So one of the first ones is the lie matters to them. So we sitting up here like, why are you lying about that? Like you don't have to lie about that. Like you sitting up here, I tell you I got one car, you say, well, I got two. And you know you got a bicycle. There's no reason for you to lie about that. You just lied. It says the number one reason people lie when it just doesn't matter is because they actually think it does matter. While everybody around them thinks it's inconsequential, the liar believes that it's critically important. They may be putting undeserved emphasis or pressure on themselves or the issue, but you won't know unless you ask them something like, it seems like this issue is really important to you. Why? So you got to ask the liar, why is this so important to you that you got to lie? Now, I don't know if they got an answer to that, but you got to ask them that. Because whatever that situation is, they feel like it's important. So help them God, because they're gonna lie. They're going to lie. The second one is telling the truth feels like giving up control. Woo. Often people tell lies because they are trying to control a situation and exert influence toward getting the decisions or reactions they want. Boy, that's the truth right there. The truth can be inconvenient because it might not conform to their narrative. That's crucial right there.
I'm these. You know, I'm a hood psychologist, whatever. I ain't go to like real grad school. I went to street grad school.
Boy, stop.
All of these seem like the first couple ones seem like you uncomfortable. All of them is kind of like what I'm saying, like uncomfortable and stuff. Uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's why I'm comparing them to what you have up here and the shortcut. Basically, on the second one. You want to be able to control the situation instead of telling the truth because you feel like that's the long way around. You want to take the shortcut. The lie is the shortcut.
Right, yeah. I could write for psychology today. My stuff will be way better.
This third one, they don't want to disappoint you. It may not feel like it to you, but people who tell lie after lie are worried about losing the respect of those around them. My God. They want you to like them, be impressed, and value them, and they're worried that the truth might lead you to reject or shame them. My.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. All you got to do is tell the truth. What people don't believe is that at the end of the day, regardless of what it is, the truth will eventually come out. It's better for you to actually have control of the narrative. If it's your truth, you need to tell your truth and not let somebody else tell it. That's all I'm saying. Get it out the way and tell it the way that you want it told. Just don't lie. See, the next one is lies snowball. And so I remember a cartoon my kids watched years ago about how lies grow. We tell a little bitty lie, then we got to cover up that lie, then we tell another one, and that gets bigger and bigger. Finally, we're arguing about the color of the sky, yada, yada, yada. If a chronic liar admits to any single lie, they feel like they're admitting to being a liar, and then you'll have a reason to distrust them. Well, you do have a reason to distrust them. You absolutely do.
That's a shortcut.
That you got a reason to distrust them because at the end of the day, you tell one lie, you got to tell another because you got to back up the lie that you told. You got to lie about telling the lie. You got to lie about the lie being a lie. So yeah, it snowballs. Well, you could. Yeah, I did it. I did it. I did it. I got somebody that's still lying to me right now. They've been lying for years. They still lying. And the truth is out. They still lying.
Oh yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of them people.
I believe it.
I'm one of them people.
I
Like,
believe it.
yeah,
You
I got.
sitting up there fast as fast can be. You'll never catch me.
No, I got I got ex-girlfriends who would be like, listen, you could tell me the truth now. I won't get mad. I'm taking that to my grave.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because this ain't the Bible. The truth is not gonna set you free. The
Boy.
truth will get you shot. Some lies, man, you just better take to the grave.
Some people might be right. I'm just saying.
Can I be honest or whatever? Look, listen. Sometimes if you tell the truth in a situation, it might cause your situation to be over before you want it to be over. Like, yo, I
But
want to be
you
in
should have
love with you
thought
for
about
about
that
6
before
more
you
months.
did whatever you had to lie about.
You say what now?
You should have thought about your situation before you did whatever you did that you had to lie about.
But this situation, this lie is fun. This lie is comfortable. Why do I want to face the truth?
Did you say lying is fun?
Yes, this lie is fun. Yes,
You sitting up here like the man, evil is good. And
yes.
good is evil.
Vampire in Brooklyn. Yeah, there you go. Yes, yeah. Like no, but no, but like no. In all seriousness, though, I have like dated chicks or whatever, like beautiful women, and long as I was lying to them, it was cool. Moment I started telling the truth, it messed everything up, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
yo,
cool for you.
yeah, but I'm like, yo, now I'm over here, I'm lonely and stuff because I didn't told the truth. Shit, I ain't never telling the truth no more. I'm gonna lie.
So you a sharpshooter. I call them lies like that sharpshooter.
Mm.
You got them barrels loaded.
Yeah, but when I was younger, shit, I'd be lying like a mug.
Oh Lord.
Chick asked me what day of the week is. It's Sunday. Nigga. I was staying on it too.
Boy, you are definitely related to my people. That's all.
Listen,
You are
listen.
related to my people.
I was an over the road truck driver, Dr. Rogers. I lie to you not.
Well, it's a
Uh,
truck driver thing then. Y'all some
I
liars.
was an over the road truck driver. It was a tornado that happened here. I had came into town. My girlfriend at the time called me in bed with another woman or what have you, but I was asleep though. To this day, I tell her, ain't nothing happened. She been, and this was about 8 years ago. She still be like, I know you lying, Ray. I know you lying. Man, I ain't lying. But I be lying like I'm a hug. I ain't coming off of that. I ain't coming off that truth. Mm.
Let me tell you, that girl knew you were lying.
Yeah, she knew. I knew she knew I was lying, and I knew that she knew I was lying. But I ain't confirming nothing.
Let me tell you something.
Nothing.
Now, when you put me in a situation like that, I'm taking all the doctor and I'm throwing all that out the window, the life coach going out the window, all that stuff going out the window, and I'm going straight 50 Cent on your behind. I'll bust your head, boy.
Listen, listen. Sometimes, listen. She busted in at 2 a.m. and shined a flashlight in my eye. The girl woke up, ran out the house or whatever. And sometimes when you just caught, you just sit there, put your head in your palm, and you just be like, yo. And
Let
you
me
know,
go.
I
Put some
hit her,
full face up here with this one.
I had to hit her with that all time player line. This ain't what it looked like. This
Well,
ain't what
Jigga,
it
what it look like then? Please tell me.
th- this ain't what it looked like. Mm-mm. And you say what now? Listen,
I would have said, well, Jigga, what it look like? What
I would have
you
said,
think? What you think I think it looked like? That's what I would
but
have said.
listen, I told her we had a prayer circle. You know what I'm saying? We had a prayer circle. We had somebody that could bill your wine. She got too drunk, and I ain't want to let her go home or whatever because if something would have happened to her, it would have been on my hands. So I told her she could go to sleep.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If not anybody but an antibody was crazy enough to believe that booth I laid,
Hey,
saying,
hey, listen. Okay, all right. I want to. Okay, all right. This is just my opinion or whatever, and everybody could disagree with this. But I always felt like part of being a woman is being with other women, complaining about how bad your man is or whatever. Just growing up, because I'm used to like messed up relationships being in the hood, because most hood relationships be messed up or whatever. So I was never trying to be no 100% good dude or whatever when I was younger, because I needed something for my girl to complain about with her homegirl, so she could be a part of the conversation.
boy,
You
bye.
can't you can't have a circle. Listen, you can't have a circle where every other chick is complaining about they man, and then you like, yeah, I don't got none of them problems out of James. Nah, nope. Yeah, she need to be complaining about James too. I'm
Well,
James.
I'm gonna tell you what. Let me tell you about those conversations. Let me tell you about those conversations because that's where women mess up from the beginning. Let me speak on this one for a minute because you sitting in those conversations telling these other women your business, and what they're doing is sitting there taking notes. Oh, James did what? Oh, okay. He said he didn't like what? Okay. And they taking notes. They finding out exactly what James liked, so that they can go and get with James.
Well,
Now,
when you get old, uh
what? When you get older, what?
when you get older, you realize that that's what that is, or what have you, and so you don't have to do it no more. But when I was younger, that's really how I thought, like for real, like yo, like yeah, man, I gotta do some dirt or whatever, so I can give her something to complain about, so she can feel like she one of the girls. But birds of a feather flock together. So she did. I didn't need to give her anything to complain about or whatever, because if her friends was having that conversation, it's a reason why, because she's friends with that group of women. So I shouldn't have chose that woman to begin with to be with.
No,
That
you should
then
have
I
handled your business and did what you were supposed to do. It ain't about choosing that woman. You should have did the
well
right thing. You should have did like
well
Spike Lee and did the right
well
thing.
yeah, but at the on the same token though, birds of a feather flock together. So if it's a circle of six women, and five of them got man problems, the sixth woman is gonna be the sixth person with man problems if she remain in that group, because birds of a feather flock together. Like that's it's
Usually, if
that
women
simple.
talking in the group, all of them don't have man problems. But let me
Uh,
say this. Let me say this because this is my teacher moment to the women. This my teacher moment to the. This a teacher moment for the guys too. But I think we only got women in here right now. Listen. If you don't get nothing else from me, I hear pills. Miss Fat, I hear pills. He got pills over there.
I ain't got no pills tonight. So we not at the campus. We not on campus. We not in the lab or whatever.
But all jokes
Yeah.
aside, don't go
Mm-hmm.
around here telling your business. I don't care if
Facts.
it's to your family. I don't care if it's to your girlfriends. I don't care if it's to your church members. I don't care who it is. Don't go around telling your business because somebody is always sitting there plotting and planning. Now, I'm going to
Facts.
tell you the situation that I told y'all that I had to deal with this past weekend. I found out because the female went around telling her business. Now, had she not went around having them conversations and them 6 group women that Trent was talking about, I would have never known. So thank God. Tell your business if
Yep.
it comes down to that. But if you're in a real relationship, don't tell your business. Because if you and that person happen to, y'all may be going through now, but if you happen to break up and you know, then y'all end up getting back together, now the people that you told that to, they looking at you sideways. Because you done
Right.
told them everything that man and that woman done, that they did wrong and they done turned on them. And now they see you getting back together. Now it's a problem. Like this person did all this stuff to you, and you still, but you were the one that put them in your business. Now you want them to mind their business
Well,
when you put them in your business to begin with. I just had to put that out there.
and one of the things that I always say is that the conversation that you having with somebody is not the same conversation that they always having with you. And what I mean by that is you could be telling somebody something or whatever, just shooting a breeze or what have you, but that person could be plotting on you the whole time,
The whole
and you
time.
giving them all of the combination codes to the safe. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
So sometimes it's better just to keep things to yourself. Or if you got, 9 times out of 10, that the same thing that you feel like you need to come and take to that home girl or fellas to the homeboy is something that you maybe should say to that person. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
something you absolutely should say to that person.
Because if you say it to that person, if the person care about you, or if the situation is real, then y'all should be able to move past that. If y'all are grounded in truth, but when y'all be grounded in lies or whatever, it's hard to move past or whatever. But I only
And you
know
know
this because I used to lie.
it's hard to
Mm.
move past it because you already let these other people in your business. You already
Yeah.
told these other women about what was going on with you and your mate, or you already told these other dudes. So while you're trying to move past that situation, they're not gonna let you move past because they're in that person ear saying, well, you know they said such and such about you. Or you know they
Mm-hmm.
doing this, or you know they're doing that. So you just set yourself up for failure because you couldn't keep your mouth closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to, and also you have to have realistic expectations
True.
too. In life and in love and in relationships and stuff like that, or what have you. And what one of the biggest things that I have seen is that fellas, I'm speaking, and I'm gonna speak as a man. A guy will go out here and pick the finest chick to be with, like the super finest woman to be with, or what have you. And it's like, yo, if she got your attention, you don't think she got the attention of somebody else
True
as
story.
well? You know, you don't think that she got somebody else's attention or whatever. And if that's the sole reason of why you pick that person based off how they look and none of the other qualities about that person,
Or what
then
they can do for you.
right, yeah. But when those things begin to become when a fascination with those things runs out or the novelty runs out, then what do you do at that point? And a lot of folks, they haven't thought that far. Like, yo,
Right.
once this runs out,
Then what?
what do we do at this point? Like, like one of the biggest things for me is I tell women who I deal with straight up, I don't believe in love. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in love. Like, shit, we better have us some practical ass reasons or what have you why we want to be together. Because once this love, once this feeling that we're calling love runs out, then what do we have? Like, I'd rather just like you and grow to love you, I guess, over time, But trying to come into a situation, be in a relationship based off love, oh hell no. But when I was younger, I would have did that though. But no.
Lord have mercy. Hold up 1 second. Sincerely me breathe. Shar, stand up to be counted. Hey. Okay. Opinionated news, you know, I don't care about telling my business. Just ask me if you want to know. Well, look, you know
It's
what?
even
I
some
actually
things.
came
It's
to
even
a
some
point.
things.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say yeah to a certain degree, or whatever with what you was just responding to. But yeah, that's it.
I was saying
Nah,
this
you can fit.
week, this past week. Like I said, I had to deal with some stuff myself. And had it not been for the people coming out on YouTube saying some stuff, I would have never known. So I was like, well, thank you. Well, thank you. But I had to decide, I'm like, you're not going to tell my story for me. I'm going to tell my own story because when I tell the story, I'm going to make sure it's true. Now you can go and stand around in your group of people and tell your family and whoever else whatever you want to tell them. But if you're going to tell something about me, we're going to make sure the truth is told. And that's where I'm at on that. So I've never been down with sitting there and we're going to tell each other this. Now I got like a close girlfriend and we're going through some similar stuff and we need to try to talk some stuff out and we can have some conversation. But just being in the midst of some stuff like some regular schmegular stuff, you better keep that to yourself because you got people that's sitting there waiting to take your position. I mean, they're sitting there, put me in, coach. Put me in.
And you have to. When I was going through therapy or what have you, one of the things that my therapist told me is that you have to qualify people before you make them responsible before certain information. And
Right,
so a lot of folks they will run off and start talking, and they'll just be talking to anybody who ain't
right.
qualified to have that conversation with. And so you have to qualify somebody. What is this person's credentials, be it valid to you or not,
Right.
that makes them qualified to hold on to this level of information you're getting ready to make them responsible for, or what
And
have you.
are they deserving of it?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
What if you, because depending on who you're giving the information to, they could look at it one of two ways or what have you. You could talk to a hater, and the hater could give you the best advice in the world. You could talk to somebody who's qualified, and they could give you some horrible advice. But most of the time, the best information comes from somebody who has been through that and grown past it.
Mm-hmm.
Just in my opinion. A lot of guys who I go and impress about information is 60-year-old men that's in their 50s and 60s. They done been where I'm at before, and they done been through that. You done raised kids, grandchildren, and stuff like that. And that's kind of who I pull my information for when I get into a pickle in life, is somebody who's persevered through that situation. And that has always worked out for me.
This real talk right there.
Let me see. That's why I fell back.
I even feel
Yeah.
like just talking to your peers, I'm that friend where if somebody's telling me something, unless there's something where the person just completely just dirty. I'm not the one. Yeah, leave that mother sucker. Like, dude, I'm not telling you what to do with your mess because your situation is your situation. Even though I may have some qualifications to doing it, I'm still not doing it because at the end of the day, you the only one that know what's going on in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you can only tell
Yeah.
me what you want me to know.
Ooh.
I think it's good for you to have people in your circle that are not just yes men, like you saying, going to that older person that has been through something and got over it. I think it's good to have at least one of those people in your circle. Because the other people, especially single, shoot, they want you to be single with them too, so you can party with them.
Mhm.
You
And
know,
and
I hate to
two,
say it, but we know about misery.
yeah, and like for me, I was at a point in my life where I used to date like real fast women. Like, I dated a bunch of strippers and other types of women and stuff like that. And the only person who I could go and talk to was I had a friend who liked dating strippers and stuff like that too. And he was the only person I could talk to about how crazy this relationship I was in was, because he's the only person who was kind of qualified to kind of give me advice or whatever. I couldn't go and talk to a regular square dude who's trying to date Susie that works over at the coffee shop or whatever, because the
Right,
dynamics of his relationship don't apply as to mine or whatever. The things that he has to go through, he may not, you may not understand this. You might not understand, yeah, I like somebody who comes in drunk every night at 4 a.m. And right now, I don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, it's going to get
right.
old. But at this point, I don't want to leave right now or whatever. But yo, you have to be cool and comfortable in that. You have to be cool and comfortable in yourself. After a while, or what have you, you will be able to, as long as you stay in your situation over time, your answers will come.
Right.
And I feel like what happens with a lot of people is they get into situations and then they want the answers or whatever right then. Like they want the answer right away. Well, your
That is
answer may
true.
not be coming until 2.5, 3 months down the road or whatever. And because when it's time for you to go or it's time for you to get your answer, then the answer is going to be so evidently and abundantly clear to you that you ain't gonna need no other person to confirm it, to corroborate it. You gonna know for yourself, like,
True story.
okay, this is the move that I need to make. And it never happens the way that folks think that it's gonna happen. It's never like something drops out of the sky.
Right.
Like that change or that thought, that idea, it'll just pop up one day on you where you say, hmm, this don't feel right no more.
Right.
And that's the moment of change. That's the moment that your life will be forever changed at that point.
And
In a lot.
you have to be mindful and make sure because that's that moment of epiphany right there.
Hmm.
You have to make sure that moment is truly coming from you and that you haven't let outside people
Yeah,
influence that moment.
yeah, yeah.
You know, we thinking sometimes we be like, oh, God, give me a sign. And then something happen and oh, well, God, that's the sign because it's the sign that you wanted it to be. It's the thing that you wanted it to be. That might not have been the sign.
And Dr. Rogers, I know that you just moved. Uh, you know, I'm connected to the military and stuff like that. So I've moved several times in my adult life, and it helps to move out of your situation, move out of that
Mhm.
space or whatever to a completely different space, to a completely different feeling. And then when you come back to that place that you're at now, the feelings will be so, it will be so resolute to you of exactly what you're dealing with and where the problems are, that you will automatically begin to make the change or whatever. That's kind of why they tell recovering addicts or what have you to change your geography, change what you are around,
People,
because
places, and things.
there you go. Every day or what have you. Like for a while, every day I used to go to Jack in the Box, and late at night I would go to 7-Eleven and get some chili cheese nachos with jalapenos, like every night or what have you. Like that was my routine. And I moved out of St. Louis, moved all the way to Sierra Vista, Arizona. It wasn't even no 7-Eleven in the town I was at. And something I thought I was addicted to. It's funny how I didn't have a taste for it when it wasn't available anymore. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that was a habit.
There you go. So the habit was forced to be broken or
Mm.
whatever. But it's the same thing with people, places, and things or whatever. If you move out of that space, you see how easily those habits are broken. Everything, anything that you in your soul know is a problem, then everything surrounding that particular thing is feeding into the problem that you are perceiving at that time or
You
what
better
have you.
speak, Trent.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like if somebody's addicted to crack or what have you, well, the house that you live in, the streets that you grew up on, or the streets that you live on, the friends who you associate with, all play a factor in that because they are connected to your muscle memory or whatever. If you know, hey, I gotta walk past the dope man house every day, and he stay 3 doors down,
Right.
then you not gonna be able to overcome that temptation. The best of us ain't gonna be able to overcome that temptation. But if you move away from it for 30 years, or you move away from it for a while, and you put yourself back into that environment, you'll have a better chance of being able to resist it, because you will get to know the person who you are and won't want to be the
Had an
person.
opportunity to retrain those muscles.
There you go. There
That
you go.
memory is no longer the memory that it once was.
Yeah, and
Develop new memories. It developed new strategies, new ways to react to stuff. You better go ahead, boy. Tell the
nah.
truth and shame the devil.
Well, like one of the things like I always talk about. I was in St. Louis when the Mike Brown murder kind of took place in 2014, and St. Louis it has never been the same, and we're 6 years after that incident. So when I moved out to Arizona, I was driving through the mountains one day down Highway 90, and I had just kind of went through border patrol, because if you live in like any of those states border Mexico, they have border control. Well, I realized I was driving down the highway one day, and the mountains started talking to me, and it said, you ain't got no worries no more. You ain't got no stress no more. And I just started thinking about the problems that I had back here in St. Louis. I'm like, you don't have none of them problems no more.
I ain't got no
You
words.
you ain't got them friends. You don't have them friends. You ain't got to worry about them friends. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. So family, you don't have to worry about that no more, because like one of the biggest things for me is like every Saturday morning I would have to go and see my parents, drop by my parents' house, just so that they won't complain that, hey, we ain't seen you in a minute. And it wasn't no rhyme, it wasn't no reason why I was doing it. It really didn't serve a purpose or what have you. It was just something that I was doing because it was routine to me or what have you. So yeah, why did I chose to move? Well, listen, man. When you were in my line of work, they offer you bags. Literally, they came with a bag that I could not refuse or whatever. And also, I got what what
I'm with
people
you.
what people don't know is I was born with a lung disease called cystic fibrosis. So I
Oh,
only got like 37, like I think I got like 37% of my total lungs, period. So, you know,
flip up. Press pause. Press pause, because as much as you be sitting out there huffing and puffing on those cigars.
yeah. But that's not your lungs or whatever. That's just you just cleansing your palate or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You doing more than cleansing your palate.
I'm cleansing my palate. Okay, I'm cleansing my palate. All right, but no, I couldn't
Go
breathe in the
ahead,
mountain.
old Quentin. I did not inhale. Go ahead.
Oh, no, 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 yeah, no. I was, but listen, I couldn't breathe out there in the mountains. That's the only reason that I couldn't move back. That I moved back is I was at 6,000 feet of elevation. They ain't tell me that when they ain't tell me that before I got out there. I wasn't finna be on, listen, that air up there is different. That air up there is different for people
Real
with
different.
regular functioning lungs or whatever. Shit, I got a third of my lungs. Shit, nigga was suffering, you know.
I am
So,
through with you.
yeah, and out there they don't got air conditioners. They got something called swamp coolers. You know what I'm saying? Which is basically they swamp coolers are basically like attic fans with water running through them, and that's
Hold
how
on,
they
I'm
was.
about to turn the chat against you. Y'all hashtag no smoke in the chat. Hashtag no smoke in the chat for Trent.
Listen, man.
We gotta keep you alive, brother. Hashtag no
Listen,
smoke in the chat for Trent.
listen, man. The way my life works, you need a little twin. But but yeah, man. Hey, I changed though. When you go, you have to go to a different space, go to some different scenery, wherever you are. I say go to the complete opposite environment, low key. You might initially hate it, but when you go to the opposite environment, it's gonna be peaceful. Like for me, when they offered me a position out there in Sierra Vista, I took a plane out there. I took a plane out to Tucson, Arizona, and came down there because at that point in my life, I was thinking about I was at such a low point in my life or what have you. I was thinking about just zoning out, getting on Adderall just to make it through my day, and that's keeping it 100 with folks.
I
So
need you to make sure you see those messages in that chat while you talking.
you say what now? You say what?
I need to make sure you see those messages in that chat while you talking.
I work with some. I'm surprised they let you in with that. That's scary. I see you with a nigga cigar. It's on. Come on now, Trent. Say that. Why did you choose to move back? Sometimes money isn't worth your peace.
You going in the wrong
I
direction. You
still
need to
have a
go down
belt.
the other way.
Quit playing. You need a whooping. Uh, man, listen, man. Listen, it don't affect that. It don't affect y'all, man.
It
And
does.
the damage that's done is it's already done. You know what I'm saying? The damage is done, whatever. It's like pretty much done. Like you can slide 10% one way or the other, but the damage is done. It's already done. But yeah, you know, cigars. That's my pastime. But all the cigar boys and stuff closed down here anyway. She said lies. Is it hereditary? Is it hereditary? I mean, I don't know. No, it ain't even something that black people normally get. So I guess God told you
You
to
need to
smoke.
remember that.
Listen, man, in Genesis, it said he gave you the bush bearing herbs.
Negro, he did not tell you to burn the bush, and he did not tell you to smoke it.
He did tell me to burn the bush. Or whatever. He said I got a couple of magical leaves over there, and if you set them on fire, whatever, it's gonna. Never mind.
So
Uh,
you want to spend time self-reflecting with that burning bush, but don't want to spend time self-reflecting by yourself, because
nope.
God didn't mean that to happen for you.
See, that
Stop
ain't
the
what Jesus.
madness.
That ain't what Jesus ordained right there. No, that ain't it. That ain't what God loves. That ain't like I say, shit. That ain't what Jesus ordained or whatever. That ain't what He want for my life.
You
Even though
better
He
stop
told me,
lying on God.
listen, Jesus gave me Snoop Doggy Dog. Therefore, I smoke.
You better stop lying on God.
I'm
God is
telling
good all the time. Sometimes He's not.
you. God is good all the time. All the time. God is good. Let the church say, Amen.
Amen.
See, y'all.
Look, we're gonna go into this whole other thing on tomorrow. I have to bring in the new year with this thing because you actually just continued our conversation from last night. So I gotta list this one as a part two. A part two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna have to get you back because I'm trying to get all the guys back on the panel to have this conversation because I want different perspectives on this, especially on this relationship stuff. I like to hear from the guys. Hey, what you doing? Is that Viagra? Is that Viagra? Are you shaking Viagra pills?
No, I ain't shaking no Viagra. I ain't got no Viagra. I'm holding the phone with this thing. Listen, man, my girl's so fine. Whatever, I don't even need the Viagra. You hear me? You don't even need the Viagra so much. Listen, I don't even need the gas station bill.
You got them lungs over there. You better calm yourself down.
You say I got what now?
You got them lungs over there. You better calm yourself down.
Man, look, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm straight as an arrow.
Your channel about to burn Trent line.
What the fuck say?
Viagra is your vitamin.
They say weed.
Oh, y'all say that's the weed grinder.
What is they talking about?
Lord, let me get off here. I cannot contribute to the delinquency.
You need your heart, Jimmy.
I cannot contribute. Look here, I'm getting off here because I have to work in the morning. I need you to be around sometime this weekend because I got to get you back on here with the fellas. We know you're doing something you ain't got no business doing.
Me?
Yeah. Really?
I'm trying to read the chat.
Boy, bye.
Yeah. Listen, ever since I took these headphones out of my ears and I got you playing on regular audio, it sounds like it's messed up. It's distorted. For whatever reason, the sound is distorted. So I'm trying to figure that out. Mute. Why y'all want to mute me?
Look, it's 12:35. I'm gonna get my butt on up off here. We're gonna continue. So this was part 2 of our conversation on lies, clearly. So we're gonna come back with a part 3. And hopefully we can get the fellas on here and Trent won't be grinding over there, whatever he got going on over there. Y'all see he done faded to black. So shout out again to all of the certified dimes. Oh, I hear him. He's still doing it. Shout out to all of the certified dimes that are in here tonight. I appreciate you, guys. Shout out to the moderators for holding it down. See how stuff go when you don't welcome that mess into your chat. See what I'm saying? Shout out to all of the subscribers and shout out to the viewers that are on here tonight. If you are not a certified DIAM and you would like to become a member of the Certified DIAM Club, you can click on join. Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. My bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This for whatever reason or whatever on these iPhones, this StreamYard work better in Safari than in Google Chrome or whatever. So
Yeah, you know you're supposed to use it in Safari.
yeah. But it wasn't working in Chrome like that. The sound was all over the place. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But anywho, I'm here. Whatever. I saw y'all was closing out and everything like that. You know.
You got any final words for the people? Yeah.
Listen, I'm just gonna break it down like Don Cornelius, and I'm just gonna say, love, peace, and soul.
No, this nigga didn't. Hold up. You better hope I can't get the what you call it, the Soul Train music to come on. I appreciate you for coming on and chilling out with us tonight because I know you got a lot going on. We're praying for you. We're praying for you and your lady over there. That y'all able to build and build even bigger than what you had before.
Thank you. All right, and I appreciate it, everybody. I appreciate it. All donations, all contributions for everybody and stuff like that.
If you want to stick your cash app in the chat before we leave, you are more than welcome to do so.
Cash app is MFN lifetime check. I'm waiting on the MFN lifetime check. So other than that,
say it again.
MFN lifetime check.
Man, you might have to type that in.
Other than that,
somebody type Trent cash app in the chat because I keep hearing that crackling sound, so I don't have it. Wait a minute, is who pregnant? You got a baby on the way, Trent?
Do I? Do I got a baby on the way? I hope I ain't got no baby on the way. You know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Nah, but you know, later on, you know, look, the answer might change by tomorrow.
Them babies been popping up. I'm telling you, they've been popping up. They've been popping like popcorn.
That's it. That's $600. That $600 stimulus check we get, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I might be able to $40 my way to some loving or whatever before the year over. Nah, serious stuff. Nah. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no kids on the way right now. I'm just look. I gotta rebuild a whole house or whatever. You know.
Go ahead into the new year with a new one.
Right, my baby making drive is zero right now. Whatever. Once I get my house rebuilt or whatever, you know, then I'll start preparing on some kids. I'll start going back to baby making mode. But that's the furthest off of my mind right now. So easy and stuff like that, man. And if I don't see nobody else, man, I'll see y'all in 2021.
I know that's right. But we appreciate you. Miracles and blessings to you. Miracles and blessings.
All right. See y'all later.
All right, you have a good one. All right, good people. Oh, Concealing Bree, I don't think you knew that Trent house had burned for it. That was Christmas, right? His house had burned on Christmas, so he's gonna have to get a new house, and they're waiting on the adjusters to figure out what's going on and all that stuff. So, but y'all, we're gonna get on up off here. I told y'all I wasn't staying on here long, and we are still here, and that's all right. I appreciate y'all. I can't even get my words. I appreciate all you guys for joining in. Cash at me some pull-ups. There she go. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you guys are getting something out of this conversation. I'm enjoying the conversations. Actually, I'm getting something out of it. So hopefully you guys are getting something out of it too. Yeah, sincerely. That's why we put the that's why we put the Cash App in the chat. So if anybody wants to donate to help him out, because he pretty much lost everything in the house. So anything will be greatly appreciated. Anything will be greatly appreciated. Other than that, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share the video. If you think somebody can benefit from it, share the video. Most importantly, it was a beautiful, peaceful chat. Amen. Amen. Go ahead and start working on getting things right for next year. We know that 2020 has been a hellacious year, and we got to have something to look forward to. Even though people say just a different year won't change things, you have to go into that year feeling like it's going to be a better year. So that's what I'm encouraging everybody to do, and that's what I plan on doing. And getting all of these squares out of my circle, because I cannot afford to have any squares, especially line ones, in my circle. So with that being said, you guys have a good night. Well, it's actually midnight my time. So have a blessed night, morning, all that good stuff. And I'll probably see you guys early next time. I know I won't be on here New Year's night, but I'll probably see you guys early on tomorrow, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be going live tomorrow night. So y'all take care. My dimes. Peace. Flavor Flav is out.